you think politicians are all liars? Can't be bothered to vote because nothing will change? Tired of red or blue domination in your area? Disillusioned with politics? Keep watching, because we do politics differently here at Democracy Live UK. Hello, good evening and welcome to Democracy Live UK. I'm Shirin Shafaie, bringing you the fun and sunny side of politics live from the heart of London. Get ready to rate your politicians and vote for your favorite party. The most popular party will win £100,000. You decide which party that will be. So download our free app if you haven't already. Sit back and enjoy Democracy Live UK's semi-final. The competition kicked off 6 weeks ago, featuring 12 party leaders and candidates.
Pirate Party, Cannabis Party, Young People's Party, Whig Party, Miss Britannia Party, Minority Unity, Feminist Communist Party, Liberal Democrats, Interfaith Alliance, Electoral Reform Party, Justice for Men and Boys, the Rationalist Nationalist.
We covered a range of issues.
Health, education, defense, immigration, the environment, foreign policy.
Now the 6 surviving parties face their biggest challenge yet, the economy. Can they balance the budget? This is how the game works. Each contestant is put in a coalition with another party. In round 1, they have 1 minute to devise an expenditure plan. They have £1 trillion available to them in the form of water balloons worth £40 billion each. They have 5 categories to spend their money on. In round 2, they must bring in income to balance their budget. There are 5 categories of income. First, there is borrowing, situated in close proximity to their income basket. Second, we have taxing the poor and bedroom tax, also within easy reach. Midway, there is VAT or shopping tax. Further away is taxing the rich and mansion tax. Finally, there is corporation tax that is most difficult to reach, but the balloons in this category are twice as big. The team that takes longest to balance their budget will be eliminated at this stage. We will meet the winning teams back in the studio for tonight's live debate. But first, let's see how they did in the challenge.
Balancing the budget and the economy is the most important part of politics.
I think a key difference is we're a party that has a record of government in the 21st century, and the Whig Party, haven't as of yet.
There are certain values that we share, although we differ on 1 or 2 things.
We do have a specific strategy for this game. We are the young people's party, and I strongly suspect that he's the old people's party. However, small government is small government.
I think we see the importance of education, welfare and health particularly, and so I think we just need to focus on the things that aren't working in the country now and put spending in the right places.
We know a lot about all the different areas we've got here, so I think I can definitely work with my coalition partner to make a very well balanced budget.
Your time starts now.
Okay,
I think we need to evenly distribute them to each of the 5 sectors.
Clock's ticking.
Put some more on health.
That's £1 trillion coming up.
Perhaps defence, maybe.
It's really important for all the public sectors to be getting the same amount of money.
What? Really?
Public sectors need different amounts of money, though.
More like it.
I don't think we should spend it all.
I think we should spend it all.
Typical communist. Spend it all.
Defence.
Currently 40 billion. They say 120.
Okay, welfare, do some more.
Hey, what about my pension?
So we're going to spend it all.
Oh no.
They don't have to spend it all,
Education, there's not enough.
Is pensions enough?
Is pensions enough?
Hey,
Pensions
that's
is
what
less
I
than-
said.
is the same as defence. We've only got 3 left. Can we leave 40 billion out?
Why?
They've got to balance it yet.
About the next round.
Good thinking, Sam, but you're running out of time.
But can we take one off?
Not health.
One off. This one then.
You can't take one off health.
Put it back.
One off.
5 seconds, that's all you got.
One off.
I think it's good.
Okay then. Yeah. Okay.
And that's a wrap at 960 billion.
I think we've got quite a clear strategy. We'll go to the end first, so corporation and taxing the rich.
Corporations
And we'll see how
love that
much, and then
strategy.
We'll reluctantly borrow from the others. Go, go, go!
Oh my god.
A swift 80 billion out of corporations' pockets.
They're really big. Come on.
Another 80 billion? Typical communists. Corporations really taking a beating. 240 billion. Just
Then I'll
like
do
that.
yellow.
That's taxing the rich. Today's a good day to be poor.
It's not moving.
Not moving. Corporations quick. And the rich. 280 to go.
It moved
Yes,
a bit.
please tax us.
Okay, where do we want to go next?
Is it balanced yet? No. 2 more VAT ones. Is that balanced?
Look, 40 billion surplus.
Your time starts now.
Okay, you do pensions, I'll do education.
Okay.
Anytime today, gentlemen. Whoopsie, pardon me. Walking away with 240 billion.
Here is where we
Same
start
with
to
welfare.
disagree. You want to put another one on
Education.
Nothing like
I
a
want
bit
to
of
put
healthy
another one on
debate.
welfare.
I think we need to build up the education side of it.
You put one on education, I'll put one on welfare.
Okay.
Swift deployment,
I think-
good teamwork.
Health is fine. I think pensions is fine.
We agree on defence.
Come on,
Thankfully,
too much
that's
healthy
what we
debate.
are. We are
Time's
over our
running
budget
out.
slightly, and if we had to take one away,
There's
I would say
360
take it
billion
away from
right behind
pensions.
you.
You would say take it away from welfare.
5 seconds left.
Education, I think,
Decide.
needs to be built up with youngsters.
I would love to disagree, but we don't have time.
Okay.
Good, that's
Okay.
settled.
Now you have to bring in income. Do you have a strategy?
No.
Your time starts now.
Let's see how winging it works out. Only halfway, straight to VAT. Interesting strategy. Young People's Party, rather sluggish. Headline, Rash Nash raids the corpse, 80 billion. Another nice brisk walk at the expense of the
That's
rich.
12, we need another 4.
Another great day for the poor. Lovely. Aw, the corpse are just so giving.
That's 4.
Elegant balancing.
I think that balance is well done, sir.
Are you looking forward to this challenge?
Yeah, we're pumped.
Your time starts now.
Clock's ticking. Here we
It's going
go.
to be half an education, aren't we?
Okay,
High aspiration. Okay.
so this is where the arguments start. I'd say 7 in welfare.
And then 6 in pensions.
Oh.
I agree, welfare and health should probably be about the same.
Okay, so 8, 7.
Take your time.
I would say
Anytime today.
8, 8.
Seriously, we got all day.
I just think the message of spending as much on welfare as health is dangerous.
Okay, 8, 7, 4.
Okay.
What you said?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Hey, what about my pension? 5 seconds left. Hurry up.
Good job. Yeah.
8, didn't we?
Oh.
1 trillion expenditure.
We're going to go for corporation tax and work backwards.
That's a strategy I
Time
agree with.
starts now.
Dedicated run. Yes, the corps love it. 240 billion, just like that. These guys are fast and the rich are furious. The rich took a bullet for us. Valiant effort, chaps.
One more on VAT.
Of course, just a pinch of VAT. No one has borrowed yet. Oh, careful. Yes, please tax us.
Top borrowing.
Almost borrowed.
There we go, stop the clock.
Results.
Welcome back, everyone. You all did really well, but unfortunately we have to say goodbye to one of the teams. The results are with me. The team that balanced their budget fastest were the blue team, the Whig Party and the Lib Dems.
Absolutely delighted. Feels like an Olympic gold medal.
But it's not over yet. You have to explain your choices in the TV debate. But now, one of the other 2 teams are gonna have to leave us, unfortunately. And the team that gets to the next round is the red team, the Pirate Party and the Communist Feminists. The yellow team. How do you feel?
Well, disappointed.
And what about you, Mark?
I learned that you didn't have any balloons saying tax monopolies, resource rents, land values. That's what I learned.
If you think you had that category, you would have balanced your budget faster than you did.
No, we wouldn't, because we would have just argued the whole time.
It's time for verbal combat. Semi-finalists. Sam Clark, candidate for the Pirate Party. The first party in the UK to crowdsource their manifesto. They want to reform copyright and patent laws. Charlie Stewart, leader of the feminist communists. From feminism to communism, they want wages for housework. Valid Ghani, the leader of the Whig Party. Pro-EU, pro-immigration and pro-gender equality. Zach Polanski, candidate for the Lib Dems. They want a stronger economy in a fairer society. They are the Lib Dems. Download the app now and have your say. Hashtag Democracy Live.
I So guys, welcome back to the studio and congratulations on getting through to this round.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you guys, you actually won the challenge.
I thought it was really cool for educating the people at home as well, even more about how the budgets work. And I felt my competitive streak come out as well in terms of doing it fast.
It's a really interesting way to see how to balance the budget when it's all there in the form of water balloons.
Guys and girls at home, download our popularity poll app and join the discussion. And you guys, you know how it works. We're going to debate and discuss your choices, and you'll see your ratings on the screen in front of you. At the end of this debate, the two of you who will prove least popular are going to have to face a vote-off. Let's start with education.
This is purely an economic exercise. Every pound we spend in education now is going to save so much more money.
There's literally no argument against spending on education.
Yeah. That money is not going to go in the toddlers' pockets, but it's going to be spent on the toddlers.
How are you going to spend about £4,000 a month on each toddler?
A world-class nursery education system.
World-class nursery education.
Yeah. And for the toddlers to be socialised and learn through play, which is very important for all of us.
I don't agree with that at all. I think it's really young. Professional nannies I see as more productive.
School year should be made voluntary after the age of 14.
No, that's not one of our policies.
It's in your manifesto.
We want to keep people in education, but not necessarily in school education. So as I say, it could be through apprenticeships, it could be through different schemes, and showing everybody all the opportunities that are available, because a lot of kids these days don't know.
I mean, you said apprenticeships or other schemes, which sounds really dodgy. And
Makes me a bit nervous.
The Daily Mail would have us believe that there's this whole generation of people that are sitting at home, not working, and they're scrounging, and I just don't think that's true.
you can shame people into work, and by giving them basically not enough money to live on, that will then encourage them to go out and work.
I think it's a really great idea.
I'm not
No,
entirely convinced by the argument.
We want to see that stereotypical female roles in the household of cooking and cleaning and looking after the children are professionalised.
You want new homes not to have any kitchens in them.
So you
Develop their skills at
abolish
home.
kitchens in homes.
It's not going to be a standard idea to have a kitchen in a home and a dining room. We want that space to be able to be used to something else to
Surely if
develop
it's my home, I should be able to decide.
I like
Definitely,
cooking.
but we're talking about homes built by the government, state homes.
So there will be no kitchens in government built state homes.
No. At the moment, everything's centred around the kitchen and the woman being there cooking and cleaning.
What about the man being there cooking? I mean, because
Okay, but how often does that happen?
but that's an education issue. I like cooking, and I'm a man, and in my relationship
Great.
with my
So you
fiancée,
can have a kitchen
I
in
do
your
all the
home.
cooking, and that's nothing to do with the fact that we have a kitchen. It's because I like it. I would quite like to live in a council house, and I'd quite like to have a kitchen as well.
What's your reasons behind wanting to live in a council house? Is it because you'll pay lower rent?
No, it's because I think generally I think it's a good system.
But again, it's a little bit of an education issue.
120 billion pounds on defence.
What we need to do is get back to the sort of classic espionage, as it were.
That martinis and Aston Martin. That's because people like spy movies. What do you mean by classic espionage?
At the moment, what the defence is doing, what the security services is doing, is trying to find needles in haystacks and scooping up everyone's data. They're just making the haystack bigger. So what we need to do is make the haystack smaller, stop scooping up all our citizens' data, which is a privacy issue at the same time, and get back to the more sort of classic espionage, not James Bond style.
We've actually spent the same amount as the Chinese do.
So you're inspired by the Chinese Communist Party and you want Britain to spend as much on defence as China.
In terms of public sectors of people who are in the defence sector, so you've got policemen, you've got firemen who are risking their lives every day. You've got men and women walking into burning buildings and they're on very, very small wages.
I'm just asking for clarification because we're talking about defence spending, and firemen running into burning buildings, that's not defence spending.
That does come under defence.
That's what we class as coming under defence.
Okay, so it actually be quite nice to know what you think defence is then.
Right, so I've mentioned the police, I've mentioned firefighters. I see international aid going into that bracket as well.
Definitely.
And I also see national service as well in that category too.
Okay, so is it going to be obligatory? What age?
Between 16 and 18, we think that's a good age.
What happens if I don't want to? What if I'm 16 and I think I don't agree with what my country's doing? I didn't vote for this. We don't have a
But there are other,
fair
yeah,
voting
and
system.
that's absolutely, you're right. But there are other areas. You don't have to go into the army for civil
But
service.
what if I want to become an actor or a musician?
It wouldn't be full time.
So it's not obligatory conscription.
It is obligatory, but it's not full time.
So I have to do 4 days stacking shelves and then my 1 day off that I could have had.
You don't
off.
have to stack shelves.
This is one area where we, as a coalition, we don't agree on this completely.
So so I spend 4 days writing music then, but then I still have to spend 1 day in an office where I do work for British government.
Yeah, having people litter pick 1 day a week. What about all these things that...
But again, this is an education thing, because if you educate kids about...
Yeah, but you could educate them. They could decide they don't want to do it.
I pick up litter when I see it, and that's not because I'm being paid to or because a communist government has told me to.
And I think it comes to the argument of when you said, I take people at my word, and you said, well, I don't. I think that we should take people at their word until
But we've got
proven
so
otherwise.
many politicians who lie to us.
Absolutely, and they
There's
need
so
to be
many
held
people who
accountable.
can go on screen and lie to us. Lib Dems, they said they would abolish student fees. They got voted in, and what happened? The tuition fees went up.
And I think when politicians don't do what they say, they should be held accountable. I think more than that, I think it should be a criminal offence.
What you spend is already 30 billion short of your own manifesto.
And that's all based on education. So by increasing the education budget, we are educating people to live healthier lives.
Yeah, you can be greatly educated, but it doesn't mean you're going to reduce your cancer.
Khalid,
Yeah.
is this a long-term policy? Are you
That's
going to scrap pensions?
No, we're
altogether?
not scrapping pensions. In this country, the over 65s or pensioners have a whole host of entitlements. People who are really suffering are young people, simply because they don't vote. For example, Sir Paul McCartney or Mick Jagger, these billionaire pensioners, they're still getting a winter fuel allowance and a free TV license, and that just can't be right. And actually, if you're going to think long term, it's the young people who need in the early years of their careers to have that boost that's going to increase our economic spending. That's where we need to focus.
Are you going to introduce these cuts immediately?
Yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't suggest that we would necessarily do it immediately.
But what about the bedroom tax? And that was implemented immediately. But when it comes to pensioners, it's all, suddenly, we've got to give them time, we've got to let them adjust and all the rest of it.
The Pirate Party, you spending as much on pensions as on defence? Mm-hmm. How does that work?
We're basically throwing money away at that stage.
So this is a revolution by the young people against the old people.
I think we're failing our elderly population. I think there's more that we could be doing to look after them.
Now we are going to discuss the income and taxing. Both themes, you brought 100% of your income tax from taxing the high earners.
Yeah, we think the people with the biggest shoulders should bear the biggest burden.
Except there comes a point at which those shoulders aren't prepared to bear a burden and they leave the country.
There are a lot of wealthy Russians who have property in London who don't pay any tax on their property at all in London, and they completely get away with it.
Absolutely.
And a lot of London's bought up by these kind of people.
You don't believe in private property as such anyway, so...
I would say our policies aren't for the millionaires, they're for the millions. And so I think it's better to look at the bigger picture and help them out, rather than this very small minority who get money because their dad was someone who was someone.
Anywhere that we should be increasing its corporation tax. People at home can think, what would they do with £400 billion? How brilliant can we make Britain with £400 billion?
But it's just not going to happen. It would be brilliant.
Well, no, but you've agreed that we could maybe do it once. So just even if we did it once, can you imagine what we can do with that money?
Is this a gameplay? Are any of these figures realistic for you even?
This isn't a game for us. Everything comes back to education.
This has nothing to do with education.
Oh, it has
there are
everything.
corporations. You are suggesting that this is not just a kind of pre-election manifesto kind of thing. You actually, when you get to government, you are going to tax corporations up to £400 billion.
The elections in 5 years' time, a lot can change in that time. But the values that we're based on now is that out of principle, we're not going to borrow. Out of principle, we're going to tax corporations. Out of principle, we're not taxing lower earners.
And that's, unfortunately, what we have time for in terms of your budget. You did manage to balance it, and we'll see how you did with the viewers at home. The two of you who are least popular will face a vote-off. One of you will be eliminated at this stage. The three that get to the finals are going to compete for a chance to win £100,000 for your party. While our analysts are analyzing your popularity rates, let me just ask you one question. How would you spend and where would you spend that £100,000 if you win in next week's finals?
To pay members of staff so we can get more people involved. I think there's too many people not involved in politics at the moment because they can't afford to.
Staff costs and advertising and printing leaflets, running in elections and making a difference in our local community.
It wouldn't go on staff costs because we want people to do it for the love of it, and it wouldn't go on leaflets because we want to go online. So with this £100,000, we'd have a series of competition prizes for people to send us their best and costed and highly developed and highly sophisticated policy ideas, and the winners would win a share of this money.
On the last election, 1 in 4 people in this country voted either for Liberal Democrats, Green or UKIP. Between them, they only got 10 MPs. I'd spend the money on electoral reform. I'd spend it not just on the Liberal Democrats, but all these parties sat here, making sure that when people vote in this country, their vote counts, and we need a fair democratic system.
The results are in. The most popular party based on our live popularity rate is the Whig Party. Well done. The least popular party, the Feminist Communists.
Can I just say something?
No.
Okay.
The second least popular party, the Liberal Democrats. Lines are open now to keep Zach and the Liberal Democrats in for the finals and a chance to win £100,000. Call 0800 800 1. To keep Charlie and the Feminist Communists in, call 0800 800 2.
Pick up the phone and vote for Zach of the Liberal Democrats 0800 800 1. Or vote Charlie, Feminist Communist 0800 800 2. Calls cost 50p on a landline and considerably more on a mobile phone. To vote for free, visit us on the website democracyliveuk.com or use the hashtag democracylive. Be sure to keep your favourite politician in, pick up the phone and vote now.
Welcome back. The results are in. One of you guys are going to leave us at this point. This is the end of the road for Charlie. You get to the next round.
Oh!
And Zach, I'm afraid we have to say goodbye to you at this point.
Legend, thank you to my other contestants.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All of you guys, we'll see you in the finals.
Next week's finalists: Charlie Stewart, Feminist Communists, Valid Ghani, the Whig Party, and Sam Clark, the Pirate Party. Who will win the £100,000? Find out next week.